This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another family home, and this time I am building one here in the brand new world that came with the Horse Ranch expansion pack. I'm not remembering the name of the world at the moment, so forgive me on that. But today I'm just creating a small little farmhouse with a barn and a little pen with some chickens and a place to have a horse. And then it has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and then a pretty cozy living, kitchen, dining area. It's pretty spacious for how small I thought the house was going to be, so I was pretty happy about that. The kids' room is quite small, but I did put 2 beds in there, and I didn't use the bunk beds, so you could save some space by using bunk beds. So that's something to think about. But the color scheme that I'm going for, I really like. I thought that this like yellowy, kind of like golden wood color went so nice with the light blue that came in this pack, so I thought that would be just like a nice combination to go off of. And I was also looking at an image on Pinterest. I'll put it up on screen so you guys can see what I was looking at. I believe it's like a drawing of supposedly Henry Ford's childhood home. And so but yeah, like I said, I'll put it up so you guys can see. But yeah, basically this home is the first home that I'm building with Horse Ranch in my game, with my other packs, with my Reshade, with the tool mod, with all of that like good stuff that makes building for me extra fun. And so I think the house just looks so good, and especially the Reshade, you guys, like that is something for me that is like so important to making a build look good. And so I don't know if you guys will agree, but the game without Reshade just looks so flat in my opinion, and just kind of like not dull, but duller. Like it doesn't have the same pop that it does with Reshade, and so I like it a lot better this way. Yeah, I just think the house looks so cute with all the shutters and then like the shingle roofing. It just feels so just cozy and kind of, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but I hope you guys will like it anyways. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But yeah, I'm very excited to be getting this built out to you guys. As you guys probably know by now, I'm due to have a baby very soon. I'm due on the 27th. And I'm recording this on the 18th. So yeah, we're coming up on like 9 days left. If she's right on time, of course. We'll see. We'll see how on time she is. Hopefully she's relatively on time, because my sister is coming, and that way we will have somebody to watch our 2-year-old while we're in the hospital. That way my husband can go with me, because I would really like him to be there. But of course, if need be, he has to be with our son, so we will see what happens. But anyways, something that I really liked about this house when I saw the image of it was that it has like this connection to the barn from the house. It had like this like drive-through area, and I tried to create it, and I think it looked okay, but I don't know, the opening wasn't big enough, and I wanted the barn to be bigger, and it had like this weird lighting in between the interior part of it and the exterior, because it's technically inside even though I wanted it to be outside. And so it just really wasn't looking the way that I wanted it to. So what I ended up doing is just leaving the roof and then having no walls. And I think this was the best solution, because trying to make it work, just the lighting was weird, like I said, and just the sizing proportions of everything really wasn't working. So I did my best to make it look good, and I think having it just be a roof piece was the best was the best option. That way I didn't have to size anything down or have any weird lighting. I also ended up changing the doors over here on the barn, which I really like. I think they end up looking so good, and I think the barn is just so cute and like classic looking with the red. And I wasn't sure at the beginning if I was going to like the red with the blue and the like orangey wood. But in the end, I really like it. I think it all feels cohesive, and it looks cute together, and it feels like separate areas, but somehow it still goes together. So hopefully you guys will agree. And then I just put little decorations around, a lot of stuff from Cottage Living in the Live Edit Objects menu, just because there's lots of like great farm stuff that came in that pack. And so it worked nice just to clutter up the area and make it feel like fully detailed and everything. Something else that I liked about the drawing was the driveway. What I ended up doing was just kind of ending it at the part that connects the house to the barn, just because there was really no pathway to connect it to on the other side of the lot. And I do create a little gardening area behind the barn too, which I thought was pretty cute and kind of like a nice use of the space, because otherwise it would have probably been kind of useless. I mean, maybe you could put bees back there or something else, but I thought it was a nice gardening space. So there's just a few pots back there. But yeah, I liked the driveway, and I don't like how the dirt doesn't connect to the lot. So there's like this gap of just grass in between the driveway and where the driveway is supposed to be in the world, if that makes any sense to you guys. I hope it does, because yeah, I just wish that the dirt went all the way to the lot. But then, I mean, some people would probably complain about that because they would want the option to have the driveway wherever they saw fit. And if the dirt was right there, then it would kind of limit the location of the driveway. But for my purposes, it would have been perfect. So I think I made it work, though. I think it looks good. And I really like the little pin area with the chicken coop. I thought that was pretty cute. And this is the door that I end up using. I use it on both sides. I was going to have the open one on the left side of the barn, but there wasn't the same color swatch, and I thought it would look weird with just the solid white doors and then the other side have the red and the white. So yeah, I think it looks good this way. Another thing that I was able to include inside the barn is a little room for some nectar making, I guess. I think that's what the skill is in the expansion pack. I don't actually know, because I haven't played around with the game except for just like getting the horse in the game and like basically doing simple interactions with the horse. Maybe, I don't even remember what I've done so far, but just a few things to make the screenshots look cute. And I do have a horse in the screenshots of this video, so I think that's pretty cute. And some chickens too, of course. But yeah, I was really happy to be able to include that, because that's something, you know, that's another activity basically that came with the expansion pack that I haven't included in another build. Because in case you guys didn't know, I did do some builds that are horse ranch and base game only as part of early access to the build of the expansion pack, so you guys can see all of those on my channel now. I've been releasing them kind of slowly over the past like month or so, and yeah, I like all of them, and I think they're all different from one another, but this one is my favorite because I have all of the packs and my Reshade, and yeah, it's just so much better having all of the packs and Reshade. I think those are two very necessary things. I'm definitely missing custom content because in case you guys didn't know, I do have a custom content channel and I haven't uploaded there in so long, and I'm really hoping to be able to have some time to do that very soon. So, well, not very soon, within the next couple of months, and I think it'll go by fast, at least for me. I'm not sure about you guys, but you know, since I will have a baby soon, time always goes so fast when you're busy doing something, especially with a little one. I feel like time just goes by so much faster with kids. But anyways, here I'm working on the terrain paint, trying to make the driveway look somewhat similar to the dirt surrounding the lot. It really doesn't though. I mean, that's okay. I don't know. I was trying to use this darker grass and I think it all looks okay. It looks somewhat interesting anyways, and it just, I wish I would have been able to like blend it more into the surrounding instead of having that gap of grass. And then I also want to use the darker grass, and there's not the darker grass surrounding the lot, so it's fine though. I think I made it work. But over here around the little pin area, I just put some long grass or some tall grass, and I thought that looked really good, and just adding some more terrain paint here in the chicken area, which I think it just made it look so complete that way. And I really love the landscaping, by the way. I think the landscaping is pretty simple. I only used a couple of trees, and then I used lots of bushes, especially these long bushes that I'm sizing down and putting really close to the house, just kind of like framing it. But then I'm using hydrangeas and then the flowers that came with cottage living. It's just so pretty. I'm like obsessed with them. I feel like they go in every build. But this is the gardening area that I'm going to create. So I just put some more flowers back here. And a little pathway leading to it, and then I just put a few planters back here. Nothing too crazy. It's just a nice simple gardening area. You could probably actually fit more planters back here, or larger planters if you wanted to, but I just thought it looked nice and simple this way. And then here I'm moving on to the interior, and like I said, I really love the interior. I feel like it is like really cozy. It's nice and spacious, even though I thought it was going to be a lot smaller. And I also tried to pick colors that make it feel a bit more updated and not so dated looking or rustic. I mean, it still has that rustic farmhouse look, especially since I'm using a lot of items that came in this expansion pack, but I feel like it has a bit more of a modern feel to it. And so hopefully you guys will like that. I'm starting off first here in the living room, and I'm using this new couch that came with the expansion pack, and I thought this color worked nicely with like the wood tones that I was using. And then I just tried to pair it with some other furniture that I thought looked nice, and trying to keep the wood tones somewhat cohesive, but not too matchy. Like I'm using some of the other colors that are a bit more on the brown side and not so much on like the yellowy orange side. And yeah, just trying to give it a nice kind of cozy feel basically. But I love this living room. I thought this rug worked perfect, and like the combination with the different decorations. Oh yeah, and I'm also using the latest kit. I think it's called the Book Nook kit, something like that. I completely missed the release of it. I mean, I knew it was happening, but I did not have any time at the moment to make a video about it. And so yeah, I'm very excited to finally have it in my game and use some of the item. It's so good. Like I need to decorate maybe in an apartment with it or something. I'm not sure, but maybe like a book lover's apartment. That would be super fun. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll see if I have time. But anyways, here I'm just adding some decorations. I have a side table over here. I just hang up some artwork and different things just to try to make it feel cozy and lived in and fully decorated and all that kind of stuff. And I just think this living room turned out to be really nice. And I also especially like the kitchen, the way I put like the dining table and the layout of the counters and everything. And that's why there's no windows there in the back of the this room over here, because I want that to be the kitchen, but I didn't know the location of like the stove and like the refrigerator and how I was going to lay everything out. And so I just left no windows, and I placed them there in just a moment. But over here is going to be the dining area. And so what I end up doing is placing a couple of benches on the side next to the window. And I think it looks good this way, but I don't think it's very functional. I mean, your Sims could probably sit at least on the end pieces, but they won't be able to like use the table at the same time. So if you want to, you would probably want to add more chairs, but I just thought it looked so good this way. And I love these chairs, by the way. I really want these chairs in real life. They're so cute looking. But yeah, I thought this was like the perfect location for the dining table. And then I added this hutch that is new with the expansion pack as well, which I thought looked nice over here at the end of the table. And I just put a few decorations in there, and then some little picture frames over there so you could have some like family photos or nature pictures or whatever you thought would look nice in there. And here I'm just laying out the placement of the counters, trying to figure out where I'm going to put the stove and the refrigerator and how it's all going to be laid out. And then over here I'm placing this really nice shelf that came with the expansion pack. I love this because it has like the hat hanging from it and the jackets and the rope, and there's like a little canteen, and so it just looks so cute over here. I didn't put any decorations up on top of it just because I felt like I had made this area cluttered enough, because I put a lot of decorations on this side table. I put books on the bottom, I put this tray with the books, and this is pretty much just because I haven't used this kit yet, and I was seeing these items and I had like, I have to use them somewhere, and so I find places to put them, and I think they look so cute here just on the bottom, and it just makes it feel so much more personalized and homey and just decorated and cozy, and you know, all of those things that I really love in a build. And so I thought this looked very nice over here. And then for the stove and refrigerator, I really wanted to tie in that blue color from the exterior, and so I went with these ones that came from, I'm forgetting actually which pack the stove and refrigerator came from. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy because I know it. But anyways, I thought this color was really nice. I felt like it complemented the blue on the exterior with the shutters and the subtle blue within the white paint on the exterior too. So I felt like it just kind of made it feel a little bit more cohesive, because this room was starting to feel very orange wood tone with these cabinets, and even the flooring isn't that orange wood tone, but it just kind of like added to it, and some of the other decorations like the chairs and things. So I think this just broke up the colors a little bit and made it feel a bit more cohesive and stuff. So I was very happy about that. And then I removed some of the cabinets just because they were so repetitive and they weren't really necessary. And then I'm just adding a few decorations on the counters. Nothing too crazy because I didn't end up having like a whole lot of counter space. And I definitely wanted this kitchen to be functional. So just a few things to make it feel lived in, but also a few things that are functional, like a microwave and a coffee pot. And then I just added a couple of decorations over there. And then here I'm picking out a rug to go underneath the dining table. And I went with this one, but I sized it up using the tool mod, which I think worked out really nicely because it was just a tad bit too small before, but I really wanted to use this rug because I think the more like kind of like boho looking rugs that we have in game go so nicely with this pack. But yeah, over here is going to be the bathroom. It's the only bathroom in the build, but it's a really good sized bathroom. I fit a shower, a tub, a sink, a toilet, basically all of the necessary bathroom items. And again, I'm using this brick flooring that came in the pack. I used it in all 3 of the other builds that I did when I was using it and base game only, and it's just such a good flooring. It's so beautiful. All of the swatches are so good, and the texture and everything, I'm completely obsessed with it. So yeah, I love it. But anyways, over here, I really wanted to use that medicine cabinet that was new with the expansion pack, but it is so big, and then it just sized down. It looks weird. Like, I don't know who decides to make things so large in The Sims 4. Like, some things are just like the proportions make no sense sometimes, and so that's one of those. So I just ended up going with some artwork instead above the toilet, which I thought worked pretty nicely. And then I'm just using this little table over here with a few different decorations on it. I thought that looked really nice as well. And then yeah, just some towels and a robe, and then finding a rug to put here in the center. And I just go with this nice simple rug that came with the Horse Ranch expansion pack too, and so I thought that worked out pretty perfectly. And then over here is going to be the bedrooms. The first bedroom that I decorate is going to be for the parents of the household. And I went with this color of the bed, and I chose this one because I liked the color of the wood frame. The yellow on the bedding, I wish it was the same blue as the exterior. And I tried bringing in some blue with these curtains, but I ended up changing the colors here in just a little while just because it was just too much. I felt like these curtains were just so distracting in this room, and they weren't, I don't know, given the effect that I wanted them to have. But over here, I really love this open closet space. I used some of the hanging clothes and this wardrobe that came in the expansion pack. And then there, I just put a rug underneath of the bed. And then over here, I wanted to have like an office space. So I put a desk with a chair next to it and a computer and a few different decorations, like some artwork and I think a plant and a few clutter pieces to put on the desk, but nothing too crazy. It's not a very cluttered area, but I didn't think it really needed it. Like, it felt kind of like complete once I had added the different things, and so I think that looks really nice. And I think I ended up adding a mirror next to the desk as well on the left side, just so your Sims can check like their outfits and freshen up or do whatever they need to do. And so I felt like that filled in the space pretty nicely. And I end up placing this hanging plant here. I thought that also looked really nice over there. I thought it filled in that area so well because I had no idea what to place there. I felt like if I put more artwork, it would have felt like awkward. And so I felt like that was a good choice. And then over here is going to be the kids' room. So at first my idea was to do a like half and half room of like a blue and this kind of like red color. But the room was really too small, I felt like, to mix the colors well. Like, I was really gonna like split it down the middle. But what I end up doing is just making a red room, and I think it looks so cute. Like, I love this red color. It's like a sunset red, or I don't know what color it is exactly, but it's beautiful, and I thought it looked so pretty in here. And I think we have some really nice different toys and furniture pieces that just match this color scheme really nicely. And it's just a nice cozy kids room. Of course, you could use bunk beds if you wanted to save some space because this room is pretty small and it ended up being pretty crowded, but I think I made it work. And there's lots of different stuff in here. There's the little barn dollhouse, and I did size it down and put it next to the bed. I think I used the tool mod to adjust the size of it here in just a moment, yeah. Because it was a bit too small to size down at the regular increments, but using the tool mod, I was able to get it at a better size, I think. And then over here, I really wanted to use this mirror with like the heart shaped on it. I just thought that looked so cute, but it did not come in the right color for this room, and everything else just looked a little bit weird. And so I think, I can't remember if I placed artwork over here or a different mirror, but yeah, over here I do end up using some paintings that I believe came with the Book Nook pack. I believe, I can't see if that's the right icon or not, but yeah, I thought they looked really good over here, and it kind of gave both sides of the room a little bit of a different personality. I really wasn't trying to decorate for any personality specifically, but I think it kind of it could give you somewhat of a jumping off point if you're going to create Sims specifically for this household. But yeah, that's it for the interior of the house. Now I'm moving on to the interior of the barn. So for the barn, I wanted it to feel like a barn, so I used lots of different clutter pieces that are appropriate for that. There's also the little hay bed for a horse, and so I thought that was really nice that it fit in here pretty perfectly. And at this point, I was just going to have that room be for nectar storage, but I do make it a little bit bigger, and I was able to actually fit the nectar crafting station, whatever you call it, in that room. And I did play test it, by the way. It does work because I was almost certain that something was going to be blocking it, but thankfully nothing was blocking it and my sim was able to use it, and yeah, which is awesome. So very, very happy about that. Over here, I was just sizing up some hay bales to stack them on top of each other just as some horse food, basically. I wish that we had a stack of hay bales in the game because they don't look so good. The hay bales that we do have, like, they look okay when they're just sitting on the ground, but because of the shadows at the base, they look a little bit weird stacked on top of each other. And that probably does have to do some with my reshade, because the reshade that I'm using, it does intensify the shadows or exaggerate the shadows in the game. So might have something to do with it. But anyways, over here, I'm just going through different items, trying to figure out how I'm going to place things and what I'm going to place. And yeah, here in a moment, I do find that nectar crafting station and I put it in here. And as you can see, originally the room is too small. And so I just make it a little bit bigger and place it in here and kind of shuffle things around, trying to figure out how it's all going to be laid out and trying to not add too much because I definitely want it to function. And like I said, it does. So I'm very, very excited that it was functioning in the end. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the build. I just add the final few details and a few more decorations, but I really appreciate you guys watching. Like I said in the previous videos, I will be editing out my fan noise, so hopefully that is possible. And also forgive my voiceover at this point in pregnancy. Sitting here, I'm just kind of running out of breath a lot, so I've had to pause it quite a bit. So forgive me on that, but I hope you guys have still enjoyed. I hope you guys will enjoy the screenshots and all of that good stuff. And I just really appreciate you guys being here. Like I've mentioned before, since I have taken time away from uploading as much, I just really appreciate your guys' continued support and all of that stuff. So yeah, thank you. And yeah, I think this is pretty much it for the build. So I'm gonna wrap up the voice over here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.